basically.
Okay, I'm going to call the meeting to order at 6:02. Roll call. Teresa? Here. Rhonda? Here. Iris?
Here.
Susan is not here, right?
She,
Susan might be on. Okay. Michelle? Here. Randy? Here. Jennifer, I'm here. Jenny?
Here.
And Scott?
Here.
Okay. And Eric, of course.
Of course.
We don't want to leave you out. Okay. Public invited to be heard. I don't think we have any tonight. All right. Next item, are there any corrections to the last month's meeting, September 18th meeting? Okay. Would someone like to move to approve the minutes from last month? Okay. Second? Okay. Okay, all in favor?
8.
Okay. Any abstentions? No, any nays? And any abstentions? Okay. Great deal. Are there any additions or corrections to tonight's agenda?
I have not.
Okay. Anybody else have anything? There's always, commissioner comments at the end if you want to add something. Okay, first item of business, of regular business is the report on shock art.
Nothing new to add.
Okay,
They're supposed to be done by the end of the month.
okay. They're looking good, I think. We're at 10.
Yep, so nothing new as in no new completion since Scott checked the last one. We have not sealed any new ones because we'll do it all in one fell swoop.
Okay,
But you may get an email from me, obviously, when the 2 are done, if someone can go and roll by those. That'll absolutely be before our next meeting.
okay. So everybody watch for that because it is fun to go see them, for sure, when they're just newly done. Okay, next item is history under wraps. Britt, you have a report for us?
Perfect time.
That was good.
My bad. Yes, labels and QR codes are on all the new wraps. The tour content is live on the website.
Should we walk through it?
Let's do it, yeah.
I'll drive.
We are waiting for Spanish translation to come back on the original 6 wraps. And then we will work on the audio recording for the new batch.
So from
That's
art and
about it.
public places, so home, museum, art and public places, what did I just do? And then you go to art and public places tours, and then you discover a public art tour today from here. Or you just zip to the QR code, and this is the first page that it gives you before anything else. And we did realize too.
Yeah, there was a discovery. So once you select a language, you're committed to that language unless you go in and delete your cookies/search history. Then you can use that language.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
really.
it's very stubborn.
Yeah.
You have to dump all the cookies. Okey-doke. So we had 17 stops now.
Oh, it's so great. So now we're getting the color ones. This one's at 15th and Hobart.
And so then there's the map.
Oh, I also printed maps.
Yes,
here
thank
for
you for
anyone who
that.
needs maps. Yes.
So fun. Yeah.
Oops. It's thinking. And these we decided to go with the full image from the archive, not the cropping, of course, that's on the box. Because really, again, the program is to point to the museum collection.
Cool.
Cool, so tell your friends.
So the QR code is just verbal right now, or written, or is
QR code leads straight to this.
Yeah, so it's, how big are they? 3 by 3, 5
They're
by 5?
actually 6 by 6.
6 by 6. So they're,
There's
you know,
a couple that
square.
are 4 by 4.
Yeah,
Depends.
they're about this big, and we didn't put them in a consistent place on each box. Like most forward-facing in the upper right, because depending upon each composition, it might cover some, because they're all different. So when you go to the box, there's the Art and Public Places little logo bits, right? Probably on this one, it would be up here, right?
It is.
And then the QR code, the black and white just square, is on another part of it. And so if you're walking by and you're like, what is this? You can just hold your phone up and your QR code reader will send you straight to that first page of English or Spanish. And I think it does, doesn't it? Or does it
It'll
send
send
it
you to the
straight
first
to
page of the tour.
of this tour?
Yeah.
So it sends you
Is there
to.
written stuff though, or is it just a picture? Is what I'm asking.
It's
It's this,
It takes,
what we're
the
looking at
QR
currently.
code is just the
Just the
square.
picture, right.
And then so on your phone, it sends you to this.
And when I'm looking at this on my phone, there is written
All of
stuff.
this.
Okay.
Yep,
got it. That's what I
everything.
should-
And then eventually, like these ones, not these ones.
So I'm realizing I don't think any of them have audio.
Audio
currently.
never moved over?
No, it did for downtown Longmont tour, but not History Under Wraps.
It looks lovely. Its back end is tricky.
Yeah.
So there is, yeah, see, like this one does have, eventually, all of them, when you go to the QR code and you're looking at your phone, will have all of this written bits, and then it will also have this,
East of the Longmont Public Library.
which then will
First
say,
feature of
the
the
audio obviously is the same as the written.
Okay,
So the original 6 only have English written.
okay.
We're working on Spanish translations. The new 11 have English and Spanish, and then they all eventually will have English, Spanish written, as well as English, Spanish audio.
Okay.
Okay.
You got it all covered.
We're gonna get there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does that make sense, though? So, yeah.
Do we have a way of tracking how many people go through the QR code and so forth?
Yep, and through the
QR
QR code? Probably not.
Well,
So it just hits on the
It's
site.
just hits on the site.
Yeah.
well, hits on the site would be okay too.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if we can tell if it's popular.
That's a good question. Can ask.
Yeah,
Eileen, maybe
we'll
she
find
knows.
out.
Yeah,
We're
I mean, you should
continuing
be
to
able to
find-
pull that
Yeah.
data. She's pulled it for some of the other sites before.
Yeah, I mean, even if it filtered by, I wonder, like a desktop versus
Cell
a
phone.
mobile.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Because
thinking.
if we couldn't figure out who went through the QR code, we could at least disseminate
That
in
makes
what
logical
mess it all,
sense.
because then we can infer, I suppose.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's a really good question.
Hmm.
Cool.
I mean, I think a lot of people will use the QR code. I'm not as concerned about the QR code versus non-QR code. I just wonder how many people are gonna be curious about it. So
Yeah.
it'd be good. Maybe in a couple months, we can have a report and see.
Sure.
And I did print off extra labels, so if you guys, we're gonna see how they weather, when they're
yeah.
coming, so if you see any, let us know.
Okay.
We'll replace them.
Maybe we'll do a
Okay, good.
report in Q1. We could do quarterly, because
Okay.
then that'll give us basically the end of the year and the holidays. I think that'll be a pretty good assessment.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Cool, we'll bring that back.
Okay, good. Any other comments or questions on the history under wraps?
Cool.
Okay,
What's
now,
next?
now we're on to our big item for tonight, which is the pool stop update and our decisions about the pool stop proposals.
Cool stuff. All right. Almost forgot it. Don't worry. Didn't forget it.
Oh, I was gonna say,
Oh,
so
yeah.
I heard-
It
was
a
good
work.
Where is, and does everybody have a writing utensil?
Gotta have it.
Yes, yes, I think.
All right, how, first and foremost, how did the jury process go for
We'll get it
everyone?
in a minute.
That one's for me.
That's great.
I don't know.
Take one, pass it down, take 3 to vote with. At least. No. And then you can take some extras, as long as everybody has 3. So voting though online, not too many troubles?
None.
Okay.
That was great.
Great.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I wasn't gonna waste the paper, but I actually think probably writing some notes
Yeah.
will be helpful.
Yeah.
And I just ripped off the scoring matrix from the original, so don't mind the right portion, right? That's the on this. Okie doke. So, y'all narrowed down, or you keep an eye on Zoom too, in case Susan or, okay. Y'all narrowed it down. You did a really bang up job. I think, again, I always say the cream rises to the top, and I think that does hold true.
Good.
I also did spend quite a bit of time going through the qualified applicants and making sure that, you know, the references are legit, those kinds of things. So what we're going to do today is narrow it down to the 3. Sorry, I cannot do 2 things at once, so give me a second. 2. Two. Oh, why do I have 2? Oh,
It's a PowerPoint.
phew. I was like, what? Why did you do that to me? Alright, Okay, so the goals for this selection process, here's what we're going to do today. First, we're going to look at what a successful and a less successful application for this project looks like. I pulled the applications for 4 and above, 4.5 above, 4 and above, 4.5 above, and 5 above. And at 4 above, you had like 13. At 4.5 above, it now ends up being 7. And then 5 above was much less. So we're gonna start with 5. But we're gonna look at like 8, 9, 10, they were in there somewhere, because one of them is a more successful application and one of them isn't. And I just think that this is a really good opportunity for everybody to know what that looks like. And then we're gonna go through and do the short list of applications. We're gonna discuss those applications and then we're gonna vote for 3 finalists. Before we start looking at the applications, I know that if you want to just like chomp into this, let's try and stay together and look at it with fresh eyes. Also, I know that coming out of looking at so much art, you're like, I just love that. That is absolutely 100% what I'm gonna choose. We're in an open mind field again, right? We're starting from scratch again. This dialogue and discussion is absolutely pivotal in something that you thought you knew or something in a direction you thought was really strong, and then someone will say something and a light bulb will go off. Aha, you know what? I never looked at it that way. So try to take all of those preconceived notions and biases and just stick them in your pocket and kind of throw them away. I am going to narrate a bit of it and point out to you, like, as we're looking at qualified applicants, there's a lot of different examples of work, but how those qualified applicants, what's applicable to our project. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna start pointing you at those. It is not to sway you, it is to help you navigate understanding what you're seeing. But if you have any questions or you're like, I just need to think about it a little bit, by all means, something really drives you, like this is a democracy, thank God. So, you also have a metric for shortlisting. I did put the scoring matrix in front of you. We're going to use that again as kind of our basis for decision making. But I will say that at the end of this process, we really want to have 3 diverse options. And here's why. Sometimes we stray to the things that we think we like, and we end up with 3 of the exact same. And then at the end, when they come back with their concept designs, you're gonna have 3 things that look a lot alike. These are all very qualified applicants. I would work with any of them. So I feel really very comfortable in saying that, on the strength of ability, they're all very able. So it's really giving yourself the best of maybe a couple of worlds is a good way to be. And then the one thing we are going to look at this time around that you didn't the last time around is the artist had an opportunity in this prospectus to give us an artist statement. And we're gonna look at those. And in fact, that is what is here, because I am gonna read it to you, but you know, I'm a visual human, so I like to make notes. Write and scribble all over this stuff. There may be a couple of rounds of scoring, of voting. At the end of the day, when you're voting yes, and you get 3 until I tell you you don't get 3 and you get 1, and that's how you're keeping track. These are your little votes, okay? But you can also utilize your scorecard to say, yes, I love this, I'm gonna stick with it all the way through, or whatever, okay? Does anybody have any questions just out the gate? Okay, this is gonna be a lot of fun, so I hope that it is as much fun for you as it is for me.
It's just really fun.
Okay. I want to get out of it, and I can't do 2 things at once. No, back away, go away, close your eyes.
They're closed.
Don't look, don't. I actually really think that it's helpful if we, in fact, use the portal. This is the wrong place.
I love her narration.
I know, it's terrible. It's just awful.
It's very endearing, Angela.
I
Yes.
can't help
It's
it
entertaining.
when I'm at the desk and poor Brett has to sit next to me and I start talking myself.
I think it's great. And I think Angela does such a good job of summarizing what we're supposed to do when we have a complicated decision to make.
Very
Yes,
Thank you.
agreed.
I appreciate that so very much.
managing expectation.
Yes.
Well, it's hard when you're looking at a lot of really great art and that's the other thing, like we are in a safe space, although that thing is on, so that's why we're using numbers. I also usually say, if it would hurt somebody's feelings and it's not productive, then just say it, right? We don't need to belabor. There is a difference between constructive criticism when looking at something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is true. Generally speaking, if you really don't like it, it's not a good idea to say much.
Yeah, but we could
But
get
if you
stuck
really
on
like it-
something, and if we
We
get
could.
stuck on something, then it's absolutely completely legitimate bits to say. Oh, there it is. Not even all that long. All right, remember this device. Don't forget me. All right, everybody is very familiar with this handy dandy little tool, right? Okay, so I don't want to do that though. Why is it asking me this? Anybody else see that?
It wants to be the full screen, I think. Yeah.
Oh, good call. Oh, look at you. There we go.
I yell at
We're gonna go through
computers.
slideshows.
Go through slides.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, so everybody got everything they need, everybody's got a pen?
For sure.
Okay. Oh.
Really we're on the
I am on it today, clearly.
This thing, I still don't find this to be very easy, but it is possible
I didn't
to make it work. And it is a good way to vote.
Yes, I agree. I agree.
Moved.
When you get in there and play,
Here
and
we
you
go.
start looking at the photographs, it's just.
That's true.
It
That
works,
works.
and then you
Yes.
can blow them up, and it really is, it's a good
Yeah.
portal.
I know you guys are getting the previews, you're getting the previews.
We're not looking.
I did not think this all the way through, I just this minute. Oops, other way. Aha, okay. So let's start by talking about some of the applications that you actually scored fairly high, this being one of them. So when I look at this work, I'm, hovering over the eye, I'm seeing, okay, this is a steel work, or tin steel in fact, which is also weather and steel, right? Like our bear, like a gazebo in Collier Park, 70 long, 12 feet tall by 8 feet tall. It's a $200,000 project in 2025, but clearly this person understands how to make something structurally sound, right, tall. So, okay, that gives me a good cue. all right, this is interesting when thinking about, we're thinking about a bus transit shelter. This person is, got this plexiglass work here. Wood wouldn't be applicable towards our project, but okay, there's some interactive components. Light shining through, I could see how something like this might become something applicable for shade. Obviously not the wood, but in the last one, they're using metal, makes sense. Okay, so this person has like some natural features, looking at this geometry, is cutting wood out, like that's a skill set that's can come into play. Something completely different, yes, while this isn't a bus shelter or a transit, or in fact even something that is tall and tower-like, if this person created this artwork, it's clearly welded, they're working in metal, it's on the ground, it's got a sense of like it could almost topple over if someone got on this head and was jumping up and down, like it could fall over. So this artist understands maybe getting a structural engineering drawing done, right? And this is a real thing in real space, right? So when you ask yourself some of these questions, like, have they demonstrated working in public art? Like, yep, because there it is, right? What would Risk say about that in our world? All right, mural on an art wall. While this isn't necessarily applicable towards our project, you still see that, okay, they can, compose something in a nice way, use of color, fantastic, maybe not so much of what we're talking about. There's a genie in the background, okay, they know how to subcontract, great, good, but not super applicable, not applicable to us, not applicable to us, not really applicable to us, okay? So of this, I can see why collectively, whether or not you like this work, that's where that qualitative versus quantitative kind of points come into play. You may like this, you may hate this, and either, whatever is fine. But when it comes to the first questions in your matrix, like yes, this artist is relatively, knowledgeable and is showing, as a request for qualifications, this artist did their job in showing that they are a qualified applicant, okay? Now let's look at one that might be a little bit more asking different questions. And you're like, well, why do we have to go through this? Because I didn't pull them out. I'm so silly. Okay. This is fantastic. Love this. There's some seats. There's, a pole. There's some flaggers, tape. I can see that. It's huge, 30 by 12 by 30 for $35,000 in 2022. And when you look at the descriptive, it's an interactive temporary art installation, right? Designed for participatory community event. Okay. Reflects parts of a whole concept. Yeah. So how is this compared to what we're doing? Yes, there is seating. Yes, it's constructed of materials that are conducive to this community event. This is not public art in the sense that we're really looking at it, right? So it is certainly an example of something constructed, but as we're thinking about our project, this isn't necessarily exactly like what we're looking for. Visually appealing, absolutely. And then there's the participatory aspect of it. Love that. Does that relate to what we're doing? Not really at all. Okay, so understanding shape and form of an installation, absolutely. Like this is really very interesting. It's interesting looking, seeing how people are interacting with it. Yep, 100%. And the material is plywood, steel, and paint. And it's a temporary interactive installation challenging the perception of home as that. Okay? So you can see how when we're starting to think about, okay, skill set, yep, it's there. Like if this were metal and it was permanently installed, like I think it would be closer to what we're talking about. But at this point, I'm still thinking about the qualified applicant piece and I haven't really seen it yet, right? Okay, so this is maybe a little different, still same kind of thing, like working in wood. 250 linear feet by 20, I mean, it's huge, right? No price, that's okay. An aquatic thing with interactive, immersive experience, totally get it. doesn't tell me the material, it's an architectural design, like what does that mean? Did you make this? Did somebody else make this? Did you design this? So everything, all the cues, you know, that when we're using our scoring matrix and we're looking at answering these questions, the information that we have right now isn't leaning to, you know, giving us what we need to feel like this is a qualified applicant, right? And then there's these, which I love a good rendering. A rendering is fantastic. It shows someone the way that they are taking their concepts and moving it into something then that is fabricated. The problem is here, we don't see the fabrication, right? So while this is very interesting, and so is that, these are someone's ideas. This isn't demonstrating that this person has executed this. And so at this point in time, this applicant really doesn't fall into a high score purely because of the demonstration. And they had a lot of options for providing tons of images and they stopped at this. So these are those kinds of things that we're just looking for. Stone, steel, resin, perforated metal, like absolutely. And you know, it maybe, I think it says 2026, rendering forthcoming. I love seeing people's renderings, but we just really need to see the finished product too. And so I see why this scored high, right? Like this is what we're talking about. We're talking about dappled light. Like this person is, you know, has the ability to understand what we're looking for. But when the qualified applicant piece of it, that's, you know, that's their job application. And unfortunately, I think that this person needs to finish some of these projects before they're applying for what we're looking for. Does that make sense? Okay. Y'all did a bang up job, actually, for getting qualified applicants, but I think that these are those moments where it's like, okay, when we're training and we're talking about it, it's hard to be able to say like, there's gonna be an application that comes through and it's not gonna quite fit. And yes, I could go through for you and I could take these out. I could just peel them, but that's not the process, right? The process is you going through and discerning and figuring out, because this person does have skill set. Just for our project, we need to see more. Does that make sense? Okay.
So, okay.
Yeah, no.
So just a comment, in the past, we've said no renderings.
We have.
So.
And this did too.
I think
I'm pretty sure you did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
No,
you can-
it's in
I
there.
didn't see it, but.
Tamp that down.
I think that there's, right.
I think
And that's a good question, because legal would probably say if you don't follow the rules of the prospectus, then you should be peeled out. But anyway, even just for argument's sake of learning opportunity, here it
It's
is.
a good educational piece.
Okay, well, I like it because once upon a time, when we were doing this training, someone had said, you know, more show, not tell. And so I'm trying, and I'm gonna pull this one as an example for the future, because it's hard to articulate, but it's easier to show.
It's
Yes.
good.
Yeah.
No, it's
Now,
good.
this person shows me this rendering and then shows me this in production, maybe some of their stamp drawing that goes along with it even, you know, it's gonna be harder to kick out, right? But-
Well, it's the classic like interview behavior. It's like if someone sees the line that you're trying to draw and they can like kind of slip around it, because those are very relevant renderings.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna add that in.
Why wouldn't you?
Why
Yeah,
wouldn't
absolutely.
you try?
And then
basically?
the other piece is this is a $590,000 project versus like the other things that we're looking at here that are completed, you know. So from an $8,000, yeah, that's a jump, right?
A little bit.
I think that would be real fun next time we have a park.
I know, it's great. I love that. So, okie doke. With that said, we're gonna look at some art. Okay. And forgive me because obviously I didn't get those ones out of here. So,
That's okay.
artist number 4248384. Okay. This artist says to you, Besides my insatiable desire for design, fabricate, deliver, and install art to the public, wherever I can, whenever I can, as much as I can, the following poem best describes my interest in public art. An open love letter to public art. What I love about you, public art, is that you are meant for everyone. You require no entry fee, cover charge, or special invitation. Set free from the galleries, museums, and private homes of the past, you're out there, in the wild, unapologetic yet vulnerable, and for everyone to see. You must be strong, durable, able to withstand all types of weather, public scrutiny, and the test of time. You can be interactive, kinetic, or stationary, and come in so many forms, in all shapes and sizes. You invite discussion, and bring the world of visual arts to people's everyday lives. For all these reasons and so many more, I will adore you for the rest of my life. Hopelessly Smith.
I like that.
It's really cute, however. Okay. I mean,
So-
this is a poetic person.
Yeah, and so when we're looking at this artwork, these guys, plasma cut steel, which I think is important to note. Oh, do we have our examples? Or samples that I put in your bag? I slipped them in. Plasma cut steel interface color shift spray paint.
Should I just pass them around? Do you want to hold them?
Yes, please. So just for a little bit of context, when we're talking about making those things of dappled light, plasma cut steel, water jet cut aluminum, those kinds of things, like this is what it's gonna kind of look like. And I just thought that this, I'm a tactile visual human, so I thought that that might be helpful for you. This piece I think is kind of interesting with these kayaks, but what we're seeing here, in fact, in all of these is clearly structurally this person understands, sculpture. They work with contractors and do seating. But this is the piece that I thought, and at the top of each of these I put like a little thumbnail of kind of the parts that I wanted to point out. So when we're looking at this, it's upcycled materials, but here you go, right? So this like webbing with this acrylic, this is the kinds of things that will be.
So this would be like I'm visualizing
Mhm.
that, weighing this would be like that.
Right, because
Yeah.
specifically when we start honing in on what the job is, the scope of this work, shade and a place of reprieve from extreme heat is the #1 goal for this piece of artwork, right? And that can look like a lot of different things. A transit station can look like a lot of different things, but ultimately and at the end of the day, while sculpture also, it needs to provide shade. And it needs to think about where it's located and how that shade is going to work with where the sun is in relation to the leaves, right? So I point this out in of this application, lots of upcycled materials. Here is a transit, but this is a prefab, right? So while this artist has done specifically a bus shelter, this artist did not create this shelter, right? They created the decoration, this vinyl, clear vinyl and UV inks that was applied to this. These obviously are structurally sound. This is that UV inks, which I think that means that it's vinyl applique onto steel. So it looks like it's acrylic, but it's not.
What is the MDO thing?
MDO, it's a wood, right? Oh, where's Jeremy?
I think it is, yeah.
MDF and MDFO.
MDO is, version of MDF.
It's
So it's a particle,
Yes.
fine grained particle board.
Okay, thank you.
I know it's Google.
That's okay.
So same kind of thing, like, kinetic, but as applied to our program. This is interesting, like here's a tubular steel, this is what I'm gonna be looking for when they give me the structural, how's it put together. So this person knows how to put it, All right,
Medium density overlay.
overlay.
Thank you.
Okay. So yeah,
And do you want to, Angela, should we score, are we scoring right now?
I mean, I think for you and your purposes, keeping notes and scoring,
Yeah.
like, we'll go through all of them, and then once we get done, we'll go back through, but I'm not gonna, we won't narrate the second time around. We'll, have a little bit of discussion, I think, but let's look at all first. If that sounds good for everybody?
Yeah, I like that, yeah.
Great. Okay. I gotta read.
No, we can pass them around and read that.
Okay, this person, for the past several years, my artistic practice focused on public commissions and outdoor sculptures. I've completed several projects ranging from artistic bus shelters to freestanding sculptures with site-specific inspirations. My research on native plants and flowers influences sculptural forms and drives my designs to reference significant aspects of the community and surrounding area. As an artist, I do not have the answers. I feel my role is more like an activist. I do not create work with a political agenda nor have politically motivated view. My role is to bring awareness of our environment and aspects of its beauty to society in which we live in hopes of heightening awareness of the natural world and its stewardship. So for this one, like clearly seating, which could or could not be a part of our transit, right? We could include the bench ourselves, which would be a city bench. So not necessarily a requirement, but shade will 100% will be very benchy, but structurally sound. And this, I would say, as the example of the one that's most applicable, obviously is this one, right? And size-wise, 16 by 10 by 8, 27,200. In 2023, a bus shelter depicting trees with canopy mimicking clouds. Looks like powder coated steel, did it say? Steel, it's probably powder coated mild steel.
Reasonable too, in terms of the pricing on it, right? Yeah.
Which, that's about, that's where our budget is. So this is about, when we start thinking about what it is we're gonna get for the cost. Some of them have maybe a more direct line, like this, but some of them we have to think about the materials that they're using with their sculpture, knowing that they have the ability to go to bus shelter. Poppies, ginkgo leaves. Very whimsical. And I don't know what that is.
It's not whimsical.
Yeah, it does.
It's a pontoon boat with fiberglass restrictions.
So funny.
I mean, hey, you know what? You get out there.
It reminds me of
Do the
some
things.
kind of, parade or
It's
something.
it's fiberglass though, so that's
Yeah,
interesting when
that's
we're
funny.
talking about materials and such. It clearly works in lots of different kinds of materials and shapes and such. And then this is not applicable really for us, but I lied. Hand cut vinyl, laser cut acrylic mirrors, so, we're thinking about construction and, modular-ish design maybe. Right. Okay, cool. I'm trying to give everybody the same amount of time, so if I go too fast or too slow. Okay. The most rewarding projects I've worked on are intellectually engaging, emotionally resonant, and build the health of their community. Encouraging public transit through site-specific art is a rare and important opportunity for me to satisfy these 3 criteria. Specifically, I'm excited to develop a concept for the Cool Stop project that depicts different shaded patterns depending on the time of year. I think recognizing the slowly changing seasons helps us put our individual experiences into a global perspective. This can be done elegantly using robust materials such as stainless steel forms in overlapping layers affixed above the waiting areas. As the sun changes and its path across the sky from month to month, the corresponding perforations in the layers provide both dappled shade and distinct patterns to each part of the year. The shadows and light projected to the ground will change, albeit slowly, and offer the community a new discovery each time they visit the site. There's an opportunity, there is an opportunity as well to use nighttime lighting to create patterns depending on the infrastructure available and city codes of the location. I look forward to developing this concept fully during the next stage of the project.
Very thoughtful.
Very thoughtful. Which, why not take your prospectus opportunity to talk a little bit about your approach, like, duh. It's good,
Yeah.
smart decision.
Smart.
In my experience of panels, we don't often get something really useful in the artist statement.
Yeah.
Some of them say, I have been an artist all my life. That's it.
Good for you.
So when we're looking at, obviously, again, thinking about the engineering aspect, like this is a perfect example of something that is completely sound from an engineering point of view, right? Like there's motion and movement here, but it looks like it could fall over, but it's not going to, right? When we think about a transit, like this perforated steel, if you took this and moved it up, like that's kind of what we're talking about. Not so much for us. There's a good example.
Such a cool effect.
I think this is probably very conducive to really thinking about what we're talking about, like these very organic, kind of curvilinear forms. Okay. Really fast through that, didn't I? Color. That's the other thing. And there's a lot of color here, which is cool.
This is mainly powder coated steel again.
Probably stainless steel and paint. Could be automotive paint on steel. And while this is steel, again, I think that this person say they use steel. You can use aluminum too. What I passed around is steel and stainless or mild steel too. Our gazebo at Flanders is powder coated mild steel. Okay. All right. Next up. Sorry. Okay. Oh, I'm on the right page. Okay. I am an artist and designer working and residing in Colorado. I earned my MA from Cranbrook Academy of Art in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan in 2013. My undergraduate study at Skidmore College, where I was in metalsmithing and 3D modeling. However, the scale and scope of the work has increased over the years, and my focus is now on sculpture and installation art, all of which I design and fabricate in-house. I'm most excited by blurring the lines of art and design in order to create elements that not only serve as pedestrian function, but also serve as create memorable experience, whether physical or emotive. My intention is to create an experience for others through my work and not impose a narrative. I work in a variety of materials, but predominantly in metal, most often steel. Over the course of my practice, I have learned to pair my background as a metalsmith and my experience in architectural design and digital fabrication. This has led to an ongoing dialogue within my work between intuitive making and digital design. My goal is to always create experience through my work rather than tell stories. I hope that in viewing my work, people will see something new to them and perhaps alter the way they look at the world around them, even if only a little. I like the idea that each viewer takes ownership of my work by way of having their own subjective experience rather than insisting that there's a right way to think or feel about it. By experiencing pieces in this way, the viewer becomes the collaborator and can insert part of themselves into the experience and memory of the sculpture. I have completed numerous large-scale sculptures for both private and public commission over the course of my career, which has given me extensive experience working in municipalities, developers, to create pieces for various public locations, working with engineers, architects, and create successful permanent installations. So these look more like welded pieces together, all metal. this is, I would say this, and then this next one here are probably more like what we're talking about. This is Corten steel, so weathering steel. Weathering steel is not often painted. It is the steel that rusts over time. So if we were looking for painted or something colored, it would be a mild steel. Yeah, this is all Corten. But as for imagery, you know, something soft and, you know, this I find really brutalist and kind of sharp. Yeah. So when thinking about like our bus shelter, like I don't think that this kind of geometry is what we're looking about.
Yeah.
But more this kind of essence. I do think that it's important to note this bus shelter does have a story, right? Because we're addressing the fact that we have extreme heat corridors in Longmont, and public transportation is one of the solutions to that problem. So we will be asking for the visual narrative to echo what this public art is doing. I actually really like that. Not for this, but so this, okay. And then this, which is very interesting, totally different, but aluminum, steel, stainless steel, acrylic. So these are clearly like acrylic forms, but you can see the dappled light, so very different, but I can see that being super applicable. I think that's the one I put on there. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Having fun yet?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's do it.
This team did not submit any artist statement, except I pulled just the summary from their, also I required them to give me their resume, and I pulled this from it. So I have welding, metal forming and woodworking skills. I've designed and built metal fixtures, equipment, custom furniture, functional sculpture to meet the client's needs through collaboration, innovative design, and creative use of materials. This piece, I do want to point out that this is perforated steel, so the design itself is from the perforations in the steel. That said, they were paid $21,000 for the design. They did not fabricate this, right? So just a quick little, so while yes, the medium is perforated steel and the value is $130,000, they were paid for the design, not to say that they couldn't do it. Yeah, right. Massive. Yeah, that's really something. This, on the other hand, was fabricated by them. 11,000. So painted steel. Same kind of thing. Laser cut aluminum and steel and enamel paint, so. And then this is probably the most evocative of kind of what we're talking about, right? A lot of pattern. I personally think that this background color and this just is not that contrast, just that, or maybe it's the image, I don't know.
Sounds like it was really cloudy.
Maybe it could be really cloudy, yeah. But I appreciate that they provided this, right? And this is Corten steel, so again, weathering steel, that's when it's not painted. 64,670 in 2021. Patterns in the tapestry, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I see the hand.
Yeah.
Hands.
Before, yeah.
And then it's a human figure wrapped in like a tapestry blanket.
Interesting.
Yeah. Cool.
Very cool.
Yeah, questions? Good? Oh, I jumped the gun. And then there's some tubular painted steel gate. totally jumped it then. Stainless steel, cast glass, and acrylic discs, that's this. So that's kind of, you know, working in glass or colored acrylic. These are like steel bands to create form. Okay. Good? Yes.
What are your, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
If you want to, what are your thoughts about when an artist does not provide a statement? Is that anything?
It's like going to a job, it's like going to a job where you're trying to get a job and not shaking somebody's hand, you know?
Yeah.
Like, kind of a missed opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that strengthen the application or hurt it? I mean, you know, I mean, we are looking at the art, but I think it's a missed opportunity.
Okay.
And we always think about working with somebody.
Right.
You know, we're establishing a relationship. Okay, where am I? Here I am. I'm thrilled to express my interest for the opportunity to integrate public art into the everyday lives of the folks in Longmont. This project overall goals meshes with my design practice to enrich daily life with purposeful, vibrant, and engaging elements. As a designer with hands-on fabrication experience, my attempt to understand the natural and built environments has been led by a passion to create objects and spatial experiences that are both functional and beautiful. My educational background in architecture provides me solid foundation in design principles, spatial relationships, and technical digital skills. I leverage this knowledge to effectively communicate intricate design concepts, ensuring the project aligns seamlessly with intended vision. My goal is not only to illuminate this process for others, but also to pursue joy and excitement for each step. My practical experience equips me with a technical understanding of materials and construction methods. I take pride in translating artistic concepts into practical plans, accounting for material possibilities and limitations. This experience allows me to guide artists, designers, and stakeholders through the complexities of fabrication and design. Our in-house CNC plasma cutting process will be employed for precise fabrication with particular attention to minimizing waste, maximizing material usage, and streamlining the build timeline by primarily fabricating elements in our studio. By focusing on using weathering steel and powder-coated elements, these materials can be cut, formed, and fabricated to withstand the harsh Colorado climate and exposure to moisture from seasonal changes, while also providing ample opportunities for shade and natural light. I present my qualifications for this application with respect and excitement. I hope to work with you to create inviting moments of pause for the city of Longmont and help develop a more accessible public art.
Well done.
This form is in golden, if you haven't seen it. It's Forest Follies. It's 84 by 130 by 37 weathering steel, and then powder coated mild steel along Clear Creek. It's $25,000 last year. So you can see definitely from a dappled light perspective, seating.
It really fits well in that setting.
It's really, really considerate. And it moves like, yeah. And then you get a shelter. So it definitely understands built environment, acting as co-lead instructor for the Tulane School of Architecture Design Build Studio. This thing is massive. 240 by 144 by 480 painted mild steel acrylic tubes and thermal ash. I don't know what thermal ash is. Actually, it sounds fancy.
Yeah.
Yes, sounds fancy.
I think you made that up.
What is oh, I'm here. And then it's got this like
Okay,
interesting
so
visual
this is
element.
like, from what it said there, this is like almost like a farmer's market pavilion, a small version
Oh,
of that.
interesting.
Uh-huh.
But like
Something
something
different.
Yeah.
right, but like something between, somewhere between like this and that.
Yeah.
And then this, I mean, obviously we plasma cut steel, maybe not the best, strongest picture, but that's okay.
It's charming.
We can build. Cut.
Thank you. They look like cards.
Yeah.
They are.
Okay, I'm sorry. I don't want to work for the city. What is that building? That's City
Yeah,
Hall?
that's terrible.
Where?
Like,
Where is
Let's see
this?
what it says.
This is City Hall.
Yeah,
I know, but let's see if I can figure out where it is.
It says
Sorry.
New Orleans.
And New Orleans.
Oh, of course.
Okay.
You will office in this building. I'm so sorry, but I was like,
That's hilarious.
this picture, okay.
I can imagine what the city hall workers are saying about these things sitting on the ground.
These are little seating.
Oh.
Downtown district, one-to-one designed to activate the plaza, sculptural seating elements. But
I like the purple, it's a nod to, I mean, it
Yeah.
makes sense.
Mhm.
anything to help that. I'm sorry.
It could be thermally modified wood, is what I see.
Oh.
Could be, which would be like heat treated wood.
Mm.
Which one?
But the
Thermal ash.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Huh.
It's less susceptible to warping, cracking, splitting.
Oh, where are the feet?
But
In the rafters, you think?
Maybe
Oh,
it's
yeah,
white.
I'm not sure.
that looks like the
Yeah,
acrylic
it
tubes,
does,
right?
yeah.
That's like
Right.
evocative of like rain coming down.
Oh, maybe,
Yeah.
maybe the edge around the roof.
Oh, you know what? Or it could be, look,
Oh,
that
that
looks
is
like
the
more
bench.
benefits
Oh,
than a bench.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is.
Okay.
We won't
Notice
have
all the
wood
little
benches.
lemon slices, they're cute.
Yeah,
All
it
right.
is. It's adorable.
Cool.
Were you okay? See?
Yeah, it's cool.
All right. Any other questions? Sorry. All right, and then the last one, maybe. It's thinking. I would be honored to be considered for the shade sculpture competition. I have created several bus shelters locally and would be excited to revisit more aerial designs in addition to more pillbug form. I'm a sculptor and former professor at State College in Florida, New College, and Ringling School of Art and Design. She earned an MFA from Indiana University and a BFA from University of Georgia in Athens. I've exhibited work throughout the United States, including New York, Fort Lauderdale, San Francisco, and the Art Prize in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and abroad in Italy, Colombia, Peru, Poland, and Ghana, Africa. These sculptures are hybrids, bless you, mythologies and metaphors about flowers and plants. Science is the architectural inspiration as seen in organic flowing structures, Fibonacci spirals, and anatomical appropriations and botany. As an artist, I feel that art is an important social responsibility to create a response from public audience ranging from delight, introspection, questioning, inspiration for future inventiveness, to the memory of things we saw as children that affected who we are as adults today. I know, it's
This is my favorite.
It's
of all of
funny,
these
but
things.
I also
It's
was
my
really
favorite.
laughing thinking
Yeah.
about it, sitting on.
I think it's so cute.
yeah,
Kids will love
I
it.
can,
Yes.
I did send a note to our friends
Love
and,
this.
and asked, would this even fly, like, just tell me what, and I haven't heard back. I'm just putting it out there.
It's
There are no guarantees in this world,
Yeah.
but you can't, who thought of that though? I mean, this person thought of that, so
Yeah.
there's that.
It's so cute.
This is probably more along the lines of like what we're talking about. Same kind of thing, steel and epoxy paint. 17,500 in 2019. Very whimsical,
That's a
floral.
Fibonacci.
Fibonacci. Well, so is the pill bug, isn't it?
Yeah, I was just gonna say the pill bug is for sure.
Yeah.
And like 3. But you can see the movement. This is stainless steel, epoxy painted steel. Yeah. 37/5/2023.
Expensive for what they got.
Flame lily. Well, it's steel. Stainless steel. Okay. Did I go too fast? That one?
Was the pill bug steel?
Steel and epoxy paint.
Yes.
Yeah. Recombination of a 1970. That's why I said 1974.
Just feel like they actually deconstructed the car, huh?
Mhm.
Added the
It
like
does look like
scales.
it.
Yeah, I think so.
I would agree with you.
Yeah. It's like repurposed portions
Mhm.
and then recreated.
That's how they save some money.
Okay. Terribly clever. All right. Who's ready to talk about art?
So I wanted to check.
Yeah.
There were 9,
Oh, yeah, and two of them were my examples, and I forgot to pull them. So there's
But-
9, but we're talking about 7.
so the one example that you showed is a good example, you still full?
Yeah,
Why?
I took 4.5 and above.
Oh, because it wasn't chosen.
So it was
So-
not
It
ranked.
was not the right number.
Correct. It is
Okay.
not, those 2 that we talked about are not votable here. So from 4 and above, I had 13 applications. From 4.5 and above, I had these 7. And those other ones that we talked about today were like 9 and 11 or something. Does that make sense?
No.
In the
So, so on a scale of 1 to 7, when I pulled your short list of everything between 4 and 7, it was 13 applications. That included those 2 examples that
Yeah.
we talked about.
Yeah.
What we're voting today scored 4.5 and above.
Right. So the 9 and 11, that's the scoring rank, not the score.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, scoring rank, good call.
All right.
Yes, words matter. Awesome. Does that make sense to everybody else?
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay. So,
Okay, so before we launch into the next round.
uh-huh.
Do you have any idea of like what the size of this shelter is going to be?
Yes.
How many people should be able
And
to
what,
fit under
yeah,
it?
and what the other parameters of it are, like we want it to be
So,
middle.
it has to, we're gonna have to get an easement. And I know just enough to be dangerous when it comes to that.
Where is this going?
I was just gonna ask that too.
But
Well-
it's approximately 3rd and Martin.
Right.
Oh,
So, but that's our
Right over
hope,
there.
that's our hope, but so we have to have the thing before we can get the agreement, right? So we're fabricating to a spec that will fit within RTDs, yes, you may, and then we get the space, if that does that make sense?
It does.
Okay.
Pretty visible.
Very visible. Handy hut. You know, the handy hut. Okay. So here are some examples of RTD blessed handy huts and the handy hut series. This is an example. When we're talking about sculpture that serves as a transit, it needs to be obviously protective from the elements or whatnot. We're thinking about like where the sun is going to be, so the shade might come actually like a little bit in front of the handy hut, right, or whatever. But the artist obviously is creating the whole thing, right? Like we are not purchasing a prefab handy hut, right? They're creating the whole bits. So these dimensions, with our friends at Transportation, they're going to say it needs to fit within a space that is X by Y, and then fire, of course, dictates the height, right? Yeah, so they'll have to work with all of that. What they're gonna be bringing back to you are concept designs. Pretty fleshed out concepts, designs, but as for structural pieces, all of that's going to have to be blessed by the powers that be before they can go forward. So when they bring you the concept design, it might be, initially it's 9 feet tall, and through the fabrication process, it might have to come down or change a little bit. Does that make sense?
We're not giving them specs. We're giving them some specs.
We're giving them like a cubic space that you can work within this amount of space.
Okay.
Like they're building in a room.
Perfect. Exactly.
Yeah, except it's virtual,
It's just.
imagined
Yep.
3D dimension.
Yep, exactly. And so at present, our friends in the sustainability office, the requirement from these dollars, because again, this needs to speak to the narrative because there are grant dollars involved here, is to address some reprieve along an extreme heat corridor. And one of those spaces, and you will see why if you have not been over there. You can drive by and notice how there's a lot of them. Just a whole lot of street. So those are the cannery apartments, that is affordable housing. And this is a via bus route, which is one of our regulars. And that is a lot of concrete that gets hot. This whole area is all a heat, and so really your only reprieve would be to stand under this private owner house, like there's a tree there. But other than that, that's our spot. That's what we're going for. The one that I personally have noticed and have not said out loud in a room with decision makers, but I know, right? Is I drive by on Main near the, here we go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
And people are sitting on the ground.
yeah, that's a extreme.
At this one, they just, it's so awful. Is it that one or it's either that
that's the
one or
bridge.
it's one of the, or it could be this one.
Yeah,
People
that's
just
bad.
sit like little kids and stuff.
Oh, that's not okay.
That's
right there in Maine.
So, but this is along Main, and Main is a highway, and that changes a lot. So,
From like what we could get approved or
C-
whose jurisdiction?
we have to work with CDOT. I think at that point it's another layer. But anyway, those are the two spots. At this point, sustainability and the conversation and the grant is really written around this location.
That
'cause
could be a
was
first location.
Yep.
You know, and then we
Yep.
can go from there.
Yeah, it's, I mean, it is a good, and especially given its location
Mm-hmm.
too.
Yeah.
It's
A lot of people ride,
Yeah.
a lot of people are on that bus route, I know just from
Right.
riding bike around that
Complex right
area.
there too.
What's that?
They're building like a new complex there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are more apartments that are here.
Okay.
Yeah. This one is one of those Thistle properties. Cool, good questions. All right, how we feel? Anybody need a break? Water, we're good?
Is it going to be on the sidewalk or back from the sidewalk?
Off the sidewalk, it can't be in the right of way.
Well, I didn't think so, but, okay.
Good question. Good? Okay. So, handy hook.
We have a Victorian one that looks like a fast one.
Cracks me up.
Everything there is.
I wanted to see more of the
Mhm.
entire world.
There are a lot. I will send you the link so you can look at the handy hats. Would you like, would you like a custom handy hat? You can get one. Okay, so let's have some discussion mostly about, again, I don't know if I need to revisit, but again, we are looking for 3 applicants. We are looking to have 3 diverse applicants. So when we are in whimsical land, like you have a number of things that are very whimsical, right? What's the strongest application of that? When you're looking at materials of color or not color, what are the strongest, that, and then confidence in these artists and looking at, maybe they have or have not presented exactly a bus shelter, but we're really thinking about how they're applying the aesthetic and their skills and techniques to accomplish the task at hand. Yeah? Okay. So let's start with artists, let's say 844. Any comments? And I think also it's helpful if like you're advocating for something. That usually helps too. Thoughts about 844?
Do we want to try to avoid powder coating?
No? That's
Okay, so do you think the newer applications will hold up longer than like the little ones that we have that are like 20 years old?
Yeah, I mean, I think that that's the thing about powder coating is as long as we're keeping an eye on it, if there's a chip in it, that we take care of it before it gets out of control. The piece at Flanders Park is powder coated aluminum and it looks fantastic. But yeah, I mean, innately powder coating, it's come a long way since the 90s. Yep, good question though.
I think they're the plasma cut plus, stained glass, like, I think UV ink, right? Was that what?
Yeah.
UV ink effect of this artist is is a strong example of a way to create shade in an artistic way.
And it's different. We don't really have anything like that.
I'm looking for colorful, and also I'm looking for something that like will wear well in terms of like every time you look at it you see something different, so that looking at it does not become old like that thing we've seen a zillion times.
I will say that at present, we have a dodecahedron downtown. And it's the ball thing. And those are UV inks on vinyl and they peel. So we will, on our bus shelter, we won't have that.
Do you think the underlying material is the cause, or just generally do they tend to peel?
I don't think I've ever seen in my experience, and even with experience in other communities, I've never seen when we say permanent, right, permanent is,
right.
Okay, I've never seen something that has vinyl in outdoor use for long, in a permanent setting. Our best experience is gonna be the way that the wraps, the vinyl photo wraps go.
Sure.
And I think that the warranty on those is 3 to 5 years.
5-ish, yeah.
So when we're talking about like a 20-year, 20 to 25 year, like not that. That's not a 25-year solution.
What's the material that they use on this one?
That's acrylic.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
And that holds up better?
colored acrylic. Oh yeah.
Okay.
And there's a number of these artists who are using colored acrylic, and colored acrylic is like that's vinyl, right?
So that's like a vinyl stick on? Okay.
Stickers. Stickers. That's what this is, the best example of this solution. It's this. Okay.
Okay.
Everybody have a chance to make your notes and score, if helpful. Any other discussion? Okay.
Can we do like 30 seconds to score?
Yes.
So it's just like
Let's.
I don't know.
And each other.
I was in a meeting today with Eric and I were in a meeting today, and the lady was saying the Jeopardy song 3 times in her head, and that's how she knew it was 90 seconds. So. Okay, go for it.
What are on the cues?
That's good stuff.
Is that
Those same stickers.
I know, right? She just made, now we've got earworms.
Yep.
What about the Oscar Blues wrap around the silo thing? It's a vinyl wrap of some kind.
Probably.
It's been up there a while, but they might have gotten heavy duty.
Yeah,
They might
I
have
don't know.
replaced it.
I should ask.
We can always ask. I mean, if you love it that much, go for it. And, bring the artist back and they present to us and we ask them all the questions. That's what this is about.
That's true.
Ask them around.
Absolutely.
So as long as you have 3 in front of you, you have to have 3.
Already had 2.
Anybody need any more time? Alright. Alright. Number 85. Thoughts, feelings, advocacy?
I kind of like that it's not a cube, like there, it's not like a handy hut or whatever. It's,
The option
it's kind of innovative looking.
Yeah.
I think this is so beautiful, but I'm not sure it would be cool enough. I think it would have to be, have a back or something, the summer sun can be brutal.
And I think also I should make sure to mention that when we do get to our 3, we're gonna take some notes and say what we do and do not wanna see, right? So, yes, addressing maybe a more, when we say canopy or what, that it's front and back. But yes, agreed, that it fits within that cubic space, but it also isn't a cube look, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the movement of it and, that part of 3rd Street, it's so, there's just like cars and there's the trains and it's just so linear and, and to have something that's just a little softer lines and not as cubist, I think would be nice. You would see it, yeah, exactly.
What's the material on these two, Angela? Sorry to ask a question.
No, please do.
Steel.
Steel.
I want steel, but the
painted
next
steel.
one with, the colored kind of steel.
This is different. LED lights, colored acrylic and steel, so.
And then the poppies,
I love that.
I love that one too.
Aluminum and vinyl.
Vinyl. Does that hold up?
There's a vinyl
Is it the same kind of
That's
thing?
what I was thinking about, the
I don't know
underlying
about
material.
what, like,
Yeah.
the vinyl. I mean, this is
That's a good
clearly the
question.
aluminum.
It's like upside down in bronze.
Yeah.
The
one downtown is particle board material under it.
Oh,
Yeah.
so that's not great. But maybe if it's
I wouldn't
plastic
think so, yeah.
But, again, same answer as before, right? Like, if this is, whimsical and, we're doing it in lots of different ways with lots of different materials. When this person were to come back and do the proposal and brings this to the table, we'll have a lot of questions, right? And I will have reviewed all of them in advance and will have asked a lot of questions before you even see it. Unlike the past, learned my lesson.
Was that me? Did I influence that?
No, you were just on that panel.
Oh, yeah.
I love
The
that.
first time I had really gone through and looked at an artist application, I did not ask questions in advance, and so the first time we were asking questions was like in the middle of the selection panel meeting. Not my finest hour.
I think this one's a good example of what if we wanted more of a back plus shade, like a more, protected type structure without being a handy hut.
Right, and they are the one that does research on native plants and flowers, influencing the sculptural forms, drives my design.
And that one, the poppies, you can tell it's in a place where it does have seasons because the trees don't have leaves.
Oh, yeah, stick season.
Nice observation.
Stick season, yeah, exactly.
Let's no con, not me.
No, I know.
Right.
I got you.
Okay. Other questions, comments? A lot of color, a lot of windy, a lot of nature.
It's great that they threw that in.
funny. You know, it gives it,
Yeah,
they have
it's like-
range.
yeah.
You won't forget the
Yeah.
application.
Not everything's whimsical.
Right.
I think that could become a meme, like then just flotilla.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, with time, you need the 30 seconds.
The moment.
Sorry.
Score.
Yes. Score. Will you just keep an eye out for her, and
So I can't see it on my end?
you can't see the participants?
I cannot, but.
So go down into the,
Oh, yeah.
got it, yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna, because I'm sharing the screen with nobody. Or I mean you, that you're not nobody, you know what I mean?
You can take that bar off.
Right.
Now you know how she feels.
Yeah. I'm in out of this room. That's what I mean. I'm sorry. Good. Okay. All right, next. Thoughts?
This, can you go back?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
What is?
which, this one, this one is down along by Golden.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And as you're driving,
Yeah.
it catches your eye and you're like, oh my gosh, that is like so cool.
Yeah.
My only hesitation is I'm really having a hard time kind of figuring out how it would work. I love all of this stuff and I'm just trying to figure out how it would work in a structure.
I'm interested.
Susan did not have the link.
Application to, what?
Susan did not have the link.
Can you
So
send it
I'm
to
gonna
her?
try to email her.
Oh, now I feel awful.
Yeah.
How this person does the
This is like
layers, like to
Yeah,
make
they-
two different images,
Oh,
but
yeah,
then
yeah.
said that they would do layers so then as the sun moves, then so
Yes.
the image that's gonna
Yes.
change for our project would be the way that the sun comes through the perforations and makes design on the ground.
And you can kind of see, just kind of spatially, just how how things move. That I could see how they would be able to do that with sun. It seems like they understand kind of sun and climate and how it hits.
Okay, what is this? Is this What kind
Homeward
of steel is this?
steel, stainless steel.
Okay.
And 2-part polyurethane automotive paint. So the art that this person is suggesting isn't just form and color, but also perspective, right?
Right.
Which then has that, like each of these kind of have a narrative. Well, not that one, but this narrative kind of thing.
I like how the shapes change.
And
Which
Angela,
of-
when you said this is our challenge to find 3 completely different types of things, like the one we just saw had bus stops. This one, no bus stops, but this person thinks that they can do something to create a bus stop.
Yeah.
That type of art. So.
I mean, let's just put it out there. When you go to look at public art projects, there ain't a lot of bus stops, right? So there's a reason that there's probably not a
It's
lot of
actually a really good point.
bus stops in people's applications because there are only so many public art bus stops.
There are some.
There are some. But I'm just suggesting that a sculptor can apply the work that they do to fabricate and make a bus stop. Like this person's clearly a fabricator. Almost all of these, like that's what they do, is they fabricate. So.
And the last question is, how excited are we to see what this artist will propose?
Yes.
Yeah.
Based on what they're doing.
This kind of fills my category of it would look different every time.
Yeah.
One of my categories is like message or narrative, and I feel like this artist has one of the strongest cases of that, both in their statement and I think in the examples they've included of how they would create something that you could see changes in over time, because we all know, which is I think a cool way of bringing a story to a bus stop. If you're coming to your stop again and again, and in the season, you can notice.
Right.
That's a good
I need to elaborate more.
Yeah, it's an experience. And,
And lighting.
Yeah.
Lighting also, that would be a secondary component for me, like using light.
But also add some visual interest as you pass down Third.
Yeah.
With
Oh,
the light
absolutely.
coming through it different.
Yeah, both to the commuters not using the bus stop and the people
Yeah.
actually at it.
Well, and hopefully somebody might stop and say,
Is that-
hey, I'm in my car, what is that? And then stop and say, and then get their messaging of, hey, did you know we have some serious heat problems? And if you took the bus, like, you might help out. Like, get on here's the bus stop. Yeah. Cool. Other thoughts? Comments? Okay, go forth and score.
That would be fun.
All different ones. Good? Okay, moving right along.
I like.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
I just like I also like the titles, Run and Fly of the, yeah, and, yep. And then there's Trout Hawk, I think was one of them. Yeah. Pretty creative. All right. We can move on, sorry.
No, you don't apologize, you're great.
Okay.
Thoughts? Feelings? Okay. Can use a CNC.
I think when I think like heat corridor, none of these seem like they're cooling to me.
Very sharp.
Yeah.
Except for that, you're above it.
Yeah, this is kind of the outlier, I think.
Yeah.
Right.
I wish they
Like-
included a better photo of
Yeah, can you zoom in on that?
Yeah.
the room, like,
Oh,
Of course, suspended. Acrylic, aluminum, steel, stainless steel, 40 by 8 by 40.
2012.
Edderbeak shade structure. So it was intended and purposefully for shade.
Yeah, that's a creative shade structure, I think, with like different colors of sunlight that could come through. And I don't know if it's free from rain or anything because there's opening, but
Right.
they could create something that was.
And if it was a finalist, like that would be one of the things we would
Right.
say is, we want our transit stop to include the color and the multicolor and also be protective Heidi hat, not
Right.
Heidi hat.
Right.
Heidi hat. But yes, like, needs to be, yes, shade and, but also reprieve, right? It's supposed to
Right.
be a place where whomever is commuting can chill for a minute, literally and
Right.
figuratively. Okay. Other thoughts and comments? Okay, go forth and score. This is 598.
Okay.
Good? Sorry. All right. Almost there. Okay. This work. Thoughts?
Well, it's different than the rest of them.
That's the one, that's the coolest
Yeah,
one.
that was. Yeah. That would
All-
be great, wouldn't it?
All three of these are like bands of steel
Mhm.
that are welded, right? So unlike a cut solution, this is all hand welded.
But that wouldn't really focus on the shade as much. I mean, I like the welded pieces, but the sun is gonna come through there.
Right,
Well,
so it would
you
have
tell
to be, yeah, they would have to figure out, like, how does that work? Do you
Mhm.
thatch them and then, or piece them together, or, you know, because you gotta be thoughtful of your wind and snow load too, right? You can't, yeah. So as for construction, it's certainly a different kind of construction that we're talking about here, right?
I'm seeing a little more potential this time looking at it than when you introduced it earlier tonight. So I don't know what changed, but I see more, there could be some potential with this artist. Is that kind of vague?
No. What, and this one is hard, because we only have the images to go off
Right,
of.
right.
No handshake.
No handshake, there's no handshake here.
Oh, yeah, true.
Um,
good.
So,
Oh, yeah, right.
like, what direction would this artist go from the images? It's just really not clear
Yeah.
to me. It's not clear. But there is some, like, natural imagery that's happening in a number of these. And the construction, again, same kind of thing, tubular steel, welded, painted.
I'm noticing
same
on
as
this one how the concrete work is like reflected
Yeah.
Oh,
the head of the
that's
petals.
cool.
Mm,
Mhm.
that's interesting. Okay. Any other thoughts, comments? Okay, go for the score.
Time enough.
Bless
Bless
you.
yeah, like I said, I just really love how that one blends in with the environment. I read the artist statement again, and they communicate that they have an educational background in architecture, which could be beneficial for this type of project. Have that kind of structural. This is really interesting to me, too.
It's kind of retro.
Yeah. Yes. Like the colors. Yep. What are those?
They're carts for a restaurant,
Yeah.
but there must be, it says that they have their own plasma cutting device, so this is an example of like
Gotcha.
taking this background pattern
Oh, cool.
and then cutting it into, these must be like custom Mr. Mouse truck wagons.
Oh.
That's what they are,
Dim sum
Mr.
truck
Mouse, dim sum truck wagons.
But if you kind of extend, like if I kind of try to extend that out to like, hey, make that the size of a bus structure or
Yep.
one of our little sheds.
Yeah. Yeah, so like if you imagine, you know, this kind of an architectural structure with maybe, you know, some of the plasma cut, you know, like this is plasma cut and painted. And then maybe, you know, even like this, like these design.
Yeah,
that's
a good
you know,
point.
this kind of design, like somewhere in there is what you're probably.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking of.
I don't know about that, and I can't even go there. I love this building, I love this building.
It's clear they have the skill set to do
Yes.
what we're looking for. Especially that first one, first picture.
Yeah, that, I mean.
The other, the next one.
Oh, the.
Yeah, that.
Yep.
And they're doing it in an innovative way too.
Okay. Time for scoring. Any more comments? Okay. All right. And last but not least, bug. Thoughts, feelings?
It's so cute.
It's adorable, but I don't, yeah. Like, yeah. It's, what is that one?
Steel and epoxy, 16 by 10 by 7, 17, 5 inch, 20.
This one to me is a good, like, fusion of creative and practical. Like, it's gonna get attention, it's bright, it's colorful, it's definitely gonna protect you from the elements, as long as it's, you know, not coming from the viewer's point of view, but if it's sideways rain or something, but yes, in a way that's effective but welcoming and.
Or looking at the like flower whimsical. This is another one of those, right? Painted color foliage forms, right?
That's too, but I'm not very good at too much. Well, at least we have 3 rounds.
Yeah,
Pretty
good
good
point.
But in 3 rounds, there, we'll go down.
No. So at said juncture, we have exactly 18, is that wrong?
17.
17 minutes, which we're gonna have to extend this meeting. Yeah, so let's get through scoring this one, and then we have
And
to.
then we'll have a motion.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Anybody need more
Okay.
time for scoring? Or, I'm sorry, rather, more discussion on this one first?
Go through the rest of the pictures. Please.
They seem like, they seem on the higher end.
Price-wise?
Price-wise.
Yeah. On the newer stuff, yeah. And it's
The
stainless.
The artists know our budget though, right?
Hmm?
They know-
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
They have to work within our constraints, of
Right.
course, yeah.
Yeah.
And they know the budget before
Yeah.
they, yeah.
Like, they probably won't use stainless steel. They will probably use painted mild steel or aluminum. Okay. Any other questions, comments? All right, well, so as you look at your scorecard, you have 3, yes, count them, 1, 2, 3, 3 only votes in round 1. So from that gut check that we were talking about, thinking about really diversify your options, right? So when we're looking at whimsical floral forms, or, when we're looking at, what we're talking about, there's a number of them that there's overlap, right? So of those, what's the strongest of like things? I know, I'm sorry.
Can we just vote and see what happens?
Yeah, we're gonna vote right now. Okay. So first things first, so does everybody know which 3 that they're voting for?
Yes.
Okay, if you need to, we have one commissioner who just could not keep track of how many times she had voted. So that is why you have the 3 in front of you. You raise your hand, that vote is gone. Like, move it, eat it, whatever. 3 votes. Okay. So number, whatever this guy is, this woman is, 844. Raise your hand if one, and you can't use 2 votes on one application. 1 vote per. Sorry, no cheating. Who would like to use one of their votes for this application? Okay?
That's easy.
This one.
No?
885. Okay. Who would like to use one of their votes for 885? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Who would like to use one of their votes for 085? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I should have asked you guys if you were comfortable voting out in front of each other. I'm sorry, I usually do that. But we already are. I know, I'm sorry.
I'm trying to I was looking off into the ceiling
Yeah.
as I raised my
Yeah,
hand.
I'm sorry. If you feel
I'm
pressured,
I know, I was
Close
looking
your
at my
eyes.
chocolates.
I was trying to go down and get to eat them.
would like to vote for artist 598. Zero.
Can be sharp objects.
Yeah, it's kind of sharp. Who would like to vote for artist 119?
Okay, this is.
Okay. Who would like to vote for artist 514? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Everyone.
Everyone. Chocolate.
Angels are like, the cream, watch the cream rise.
Who would like to vote for the vote?
Yeah.
Oops. Who would like to vote for artist 571? 1, 2, 3.
It's different.
We'll let you know what risk management says if we can get this.
Well, I don't know if we have the budget, but it'd be interesting to see what they
And
come
that
up with.
is the end.
It's a cruiser.
Hey, thank you so much for making that as awesome as that just was.
That was
So,
easy, friends. That was
your
the easiest one. Thank
finalists
goodness.
are, just
Oh, that's
confirm
easy.
that I'm correct, but artist 885,
Yes, 7.
Oh, wait.
artist,
Oh, wait.
this one. Oh, is that 085? 085?
6 votes.
Yep.
And 514.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy.
That was easy.
Fine
That was
enough.
easy.
Now we can.
Any feedback about the process?
So
Is there anything I can do better, easier?
This
I don't think this is great.
Yeah.
Thank you. We need to make a motion, please.
Okay, so we need to have a motion to extend the meeting. Let's see, it's 7:50, so shall we say 15 minutes?
Just extend the meeting until we.
Okay.
Oh, do we have to say a time that when we're gonna be done? I don't know how that works.
I've never had to.
I've never had to do it before.
Nobody knows any.
Yeah, give
Okay,
us
so-
an hour. Just say give us an hour.
Okay, give us an hour.
We're not gonna take an hour. I
Would
swear, I
someone
promise.
move that we extend the meeting by up to an hour?
I move that we
Okay.
extend the meeting for up to an hour.
All right, a second?
Sure, I'll take
Jenny, okay. Everyone in favor, please raise your hand.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay,
Thank you, grudging hands.
we probably won't go that long. If we are, here's your go.
Okay,
Yeah, that's
quickly,
Okay.
what, and I'll close it. Feedback, something specific that you would like me to ask of this
I think
artist?
If we just tell them, all these ones, I think if we just tell them that we are wanting some kind of protection from the elements, definitely we want shade, we want it to create the feeling as well as the look of coolness.
Yeah.
And, what else? I would say color and whimsicalness, but.
Specifically for this
Oh,
artist,
just
though,
this
too.
artist.
Because the sustainability will have their narrative that fulfills, of course, from the grant perspective.
Okay.
But this artist, what we do like to see, what we don't like to see. I'll tell you mine right now is if you bring me this vinyl business,
Yeah.
I need to understand what that material is. Which if they want to use it, that's completely fine, but we're in Colorado. Like, does this hold up to our UV? Is it gonna turn ugly orange in 5 years? Like, I just really want, if they use this material, I really want to understand how
Will
it's
it
gonna.
withstand hail?
Will it
No.
withstand all those things?
Wind.
Yeah.
Yeah, wind. We did have one piece that fell over in the wind that from Art on the Move. During Art on the Move, we had one. We did.
Did we?
It was on 4.
Anyway.
Yeah, the one that had she was made out of the things that move.
Oh, yes.
She danced away.
She did.
That was
That
bad.
was
That's not good.
Yeah. Dancing girl or whatever.
Yeah. The title was definitely in there.
I think this artist in their statement is being very careful to appeal to diverse city organizations by saying, like, don't worry, I'm not too political, but I would want us to kind of push towards this, we do want this to have a message. And it's not a political one, really, it's just a fact, but yeah.
It's and I can say that. Push the message of extreme hate through fact-based we can provide,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, no, I love that, that's really good.
That's true. We have to think of a way that the message is gonna be put on it as well.
Yeah, probably, it will probably be a QR code that leads
Okay.
to the
Yeah.
extreme heat indicators, because we have a whole dashboard, but also.
So it doesn't have to be a big written statement or anything, okay.
But it could be a part of our label too, is, you know, okay, extreme heat, not political, but fact-based. Anything else, for this?
How would you reference the community and surrounding area, because they kind of call
Yeah.
that out as like that is one of their messages kind of in their design.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Like more native plants rather than ginkgo leaves, does, ginkgo people, I don't know. Address, how did you say that
I like the
exactly?
ginkgo
How would
leaves.
you address the community, the significant aspects of the community and surrounding area? Got it.
As it pertains to Longmont, yeah.
As pertaining to Longmont, yep. Got it. Anything else?
I mean, if we're
Oh,
not
God.
there's a lot of locations, I would think.
Too much sugar.
Explain that it's a pretty dreary, ugly location.
Okay.
It needs color.
Yeah, the color is
Yeah.
like a must-have.
I agree.
We don't want it to blend into.
It needs to be joyful.
Yeah.
Yeah, joy.
Steel wouldn't work, because it would look
Okay.
junky.
Yeah, so maybe also, because everything's pretty open, so maybe have more some kind of more
Protective.
barriers.
Yeah, like more protection
Yeah.
around it, yeah, not just like
Protective barriers.
over the top, and
Yeah.
like on the sides too.
Yep,
Right.
protection and shade. Yep.
Kind of like the iceberg.
I used to ask the question
Partial
about
to
what's
feeling
like open, but I don't, that's maybe my, I
Like a
don't
ride
want that
on
to
the
deviate
iceberg.
from the intention,
Yeah,
but
I don't want to be too.
I like the
open.
openness as
Mhm.
well.
like three
But
sides to me would be
practical
too much,
Uh-huh.
maybe.
Do
But
they have to be three sides? Do we know? No.
I think if you
Yeah,
put
I
two
would
more
agree.
I think the way you
ADA
phrase it might
compliant,
lean
yeah.
into like, oh, we are trying to recreate the handy hut or not.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not.
No handy hut.
I mean, let's read. Okay, good. If you think of anything else over the weekend and you're like, oh, this, please send it to me. Okay, very good. Next, this artist. Thoughts? And they were pretty over of the direction that they're gonna be coming from, but is there comments about
I
that?
think the parameters from the, that we have about shade and so forth is gonna do fine for this one.
Okay. Color still must have, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Protective, somewhat protective.
A sense of movement,
Okay.
which is obvious with their work, so with this work. So.
And they're aware of how, because they're on 93, like people drive by all the time.
Okay. Okay. This one. Yeah. Thoughts about this one? What we want to see?
What I like is the different heights of the roof. I
Mhm.
like that play, and I think that that's visually interesting and protective, but it doesn't feel like you have a roof over top
Yeah.
of your head.
That's-
I
yeah.
like
Mhm.
that. It also is longer and wider than some of the others that we've seen, so that in itself would be more protective from the elements without having to have sides. And having sides in a bus stop is probably not a really good plan for our current climate in the city.
Yes.
So having it be where you can be protected, but then open
Yeah,
at the same
not
time.
claustrophobic,
Right.
oh, airy maybe. Yeah, security.
Right,
kind of-
there's a lot of pieces. You want to make sure that if you're a woman there, or any any person that can be vulnerable, you don't want to be closed in where you're somewhat trapped. You want to be able
that's
to
true.
be visible and be able to leave but be protected from the weather. So I like that.
We also have to think about, graffiti and
Right.
those, because
100%. Always.
and bus shelters are a target for
That's true.
like even car
Stickers.
accidents, smashed glass,
That's true, yeah.
We deal with stickers on those
stickers,
all the time.
graffiti, spray paint.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay,
And we can ask that question.
absolutely.
It's a bus shelter. It's going to be near a road.
Yep.
We know what happened.
Yep.
How can you come up with some creative way to prevent it from getting damaged in a car crash or whatever?
Yeah,
could
there's
be
only so far we can go that way.
I mean, the car's gonna.
But the maintenance piece of it, like how does this material hold up with adhesive stickers when you're having to peel them off,
So
if
that's,
you've got-
that's some materials of sorts,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I like that, that's
Yeah.
a good thought.
Okay. Other thoughts? Okay, like I said, if you think of them, just send them to me. I will not get back to these folks tomorrow.
Did we say color? Sorry. what
Oh,
was it?
color?
Color.
Color.
Just in looking
Color
at
all
that
around.
weathered steel example, which is so beautiful, but
Yeah.
Let's go to
This
the trees
is,
in the background.
Yeah.
We don't have any
we
trees.
were saying the weathered
Yeah.
steel with a concrete background.
No.
Right,
Yeah.
Yeah.
just like, yeah.
for this project, that they can work in weathered steel shows a skill set, but whatever you can do in weathered steel, you can do in mild steel, and mild steel can be painted.
Mhm.
Yeah, if somebody comes to us with a weathered steel solution, I definitely,
It just doesn't work in that location.
okey doke. And I'm just gonna ask about like what was happening. Good. Any other comments about cool stuff? Great. Moving round.
Is just,
Yes.
if for some reason is there a possibility that one of our three would not accept our, second?
Like drop
Accept an invitation, so.
That is a possibility, and in such case, we would move to this artist
Okay, alrighty,
because they got votes and no one else did.
perfect.
Good plan.
Yep, that's what I was curious about.
No, that is a good question. We won't require folks to come and do an in-person. Should they ask, we have funds for a stipend for travel. It's minimal, but I mean, it's possible. I think sculptors tend to like to come and meet with, because they bring their examples, they bring maquettes, they bring all kinds of stuff. It's, at this point, it's a sales pitch, right? The handshake is done. Now you're pitching, really pitching, so.
Also, if they're from far out of town, they really need to see this spot. That I would like for them to see this spot.
Sure.
We'll
Yeah.
send them pictures.
And actually a
Well, we
video so
can.
they can maybe see like what's all the way around it.
Sure.
so that-
Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
It's sloped too. Yeah.
I wonder if they're gonna go concrete, so that it can be grass roof.
And all of that will be responsible for all of that.
Okay, all right. So what is our, just review please, Angela, what is our timeline for when they will make their presentations?
Next meeting.
Next meeting, okay, so the
Okay.
next meeting we will have the presentations.
Yep.
And we will pick one.
And which means that they're probably not gonna be a lot more on the agenda.
Yeah.
So they'll just send like their renderings?
They'll send a whole proposal, and then they will present to all of us, and they'll each get the same amount of time to present. And they may come in person, they may be online, and they'll give their presentation, and then the next one will come in and give their presentation, and then the third one will come in and give their presentation, and then we'll discuss and we'll vote.
So if I'm on Zoom, I can still.
Yep.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
Okay, item number 9. Our next big project is the mural on Hotel Longmont Garage.
Yes.
And we need 3 panelists for this. We will have members on the panel also from the community. But from the commissioners, we need 3 panelists. So Angela has some info on this.
Yep, so we'll do an introductory project training, which will be very, very similar. You will already feel super comfortable about the portal because you're familiar with the portal. You'll receive information about the call for entry, what we're asking artists to do. The mural, I think, is a really good one for anyone who is just getting started with selection panels. We're gonna have a lot of applications. We're gonna have to cap it. It's going to be a situation where it's, we market it and the first ones who come about and get in that are qualified applicants at a certain point, we're gonna have to cap. The piece itself is going to be really, really, really long and skinny, and it faces east at this building from that side. So looking at the Civic Center, then there's a larger piece on the north side of the building, and then another skinny bit along the alleyway. So you'll get an introduction to the building specs, what it is that we'll kind of be looking for, what's written, and then we'll go through the portal again. Timing for this one, there is some bits over the holiday, but most of it is going to be that online review. And unlike my usual timeline, I'm going to spread it out and give you a lot more time, because it's kind of going to be over those holiday, times. So I imagine that in November we'll have our introductory meeting. November, December will be that online review. I figured that if you do between 5 and 8 minutes per application, it should take you somewhere between, 6, 7, 8 hours to go through all of them if we got 100. So there you go. And then in early January, that's when we'll do this kind of short list meeting. Same thing will apply, like 3 different artists. And in this instance, our friends at the LDDA are asking that our 3 finalists get an opportunity to bring more than 1 proposal. So ultimately, the artwork that you'll be choosing will likely be one of 9. 1 artist, but up to 9 different options. So that'll be a little bit of a wingnut in this process. But I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be fantastic. So we'll do that short list meeting in January, and then we'll do the final proposal meetings in late January, early February presentations. So the total time commitment is going to be about 15 to 20 hours. So I made a list of you who have not served on a selection panel like this, and I went back 5 years. So, put a pin in that real quick. The other thing is, we had a lot of projects coming up. I'm doing a much better job of pacing them appropriately. So I don't want anybody being worried that they're going to miss out. There's this one, there's the museum project, Safety and Justice is coming up, and there's a number, they just keep going. So everybody's going to get to serve. So I don't want you to be worried if you're like, this timeline is just not conducive to me in my life right now. Totally fine. The other thing is, the meetings will be the required part in person, please, dear, please, because it's just so much more dynamic when we're in person. The dialogue happens better, and when you're a voting member, it just really works that way. But if you can't come to all of them, but you could come to like 1, we need helpers. Iris, I'm pointing at you because I know that you were a big part of Fox Meadows and Clover Meadows. Timekeepers, helping me schlep all the foods and stuff. Like, we can always use volunteers, and your addition to the dialogue is also really helpful. So if you can't make all of them and you're like, this isn't the project for me, it's completely fine. There will be more opportunities. Okay, bringing them back around. The people who have not served on a selection panel like this, either ever or in the last 5 years, is Scott, Jenny R., Susan Jaggers, Sage, Iris, and Randy. So if we can do this the organic, hey, raise your hand if you think that this is good for you, or I can pick out of a hat. I would like to start with the folks who haven't served on a selection panel first, and then if we don't fill up, then open it up to everybody else, if that just seems fair.
Yeah.
So for this project, Is there anyone on that big bad list who's interested? Mural lady? Okay. Randy's in. Jenny, you in? How you feel, Scott?
Yeah, I'm in.
Are you in?
If you're okay with that time,
Yeah.
I was.
And Iris, we had already talked
Yeah.
about your schedule, so
Yeah.
you'll be the next time around museum, S&J, spring stuff.
And I'm on this one right now for the bus thing.
Yeah.
So I'm cool.
Okay. You three folks, you like murals?
Yeah, let's do
All
it.
right. All right. Our stakeholders are interesting. There's, of course, the Hotel Longmont folks. There's LDDA folks. I imagine that it'll be really dynamic. Again, you're just going to be looking at a lot of applications. So we'll talk about it a little bit more, but if you will just send me your schedules, like kind of general everyday kind of schedules and then travel schedules, I am going to plan these meetings around you. And then you will also be, Teresa, what project were you on?
Don't remember. But I'm good.
All right.
The season is, the winter going into the winter season is a little nuts right now.
You haven't sure either. All right, well.
Take the next one.
Okay. All right, well, we will talk offline, but thank you very much, and that's awesome.
Keeping in mind, we're all invited to all the meetings, so they really, really are fun, and you get dinner. And everyone gets to comment. It's not like if you're not on the panel, you can't say anything. Believe me, I'm like giving my opinion through many of these.
And usually it works out really organically. If it gets a little bit passionate, then I have to pull the whole city council. You have 3 minutes and go kind of situation.
Mm-hmm.
And if I have to play bad cop and that's what we have to do, then that's how it goes. But usually it works out really well.
Yeah, usually it works out well.
Like
And
today.
Okay, cool. Moving right along.
Okay.
Number 10.
Okay, number 10, yes, I know, I'm just trying to make sure.
Number 10.
Okay, number 10, Susie is not here.
Okay.
Number 11, administrative report. Have you got anything else
Administrative
to
report.
say?
I know, I'll be super quick. Hey, we've been doing color corrections on our van. And it looks really good.
It's a lot more minimal.
Yeah. I know.
It's a lot more
There you go, down.
Oh, no, I'm going the wrong way. I'm doing the wrong things.
Oh, okay.
Or did I? Where did I? I'm trying to hurry. I can't hurry.
It's okay.
Okay, so, believe it or not, so these are the actual, obviously we're in the digital realm, so this isn't all that helpful, but, so the screen prints, when you scan them and then you poo them out on a digital printer, like the screen printing does not come through. So this is like round 4 color correction, but it actually looks great.
Yeah.
So now he's playing, he didn't get that. I personally don't think that the museum, he's like used to like being like logo guy. I'm like, it's not a beer van, yo. It needs to kind of go over here and be subtle. So
Yeah.
I think that the museum logo just needs to be on the sides.
Yes.
I think this composition then needs to come up so we can have the wavy doodles around the museum logo, because this contrast looks weird to me. Does anybody else see it that way, or is it just me?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
Stands out too much.
And our comms team person has yet to comment as well, but those are the 2 things. This I don't mind, actually. I think that looks quite lovely.
Works.
And then the AIPP, I don't know if, I think that's fine. I mean, we could put it up here and bigger. And this is by far and away the best
Yeah, that's
option for the hood.
Look at the face.
So cute.
It's so
Yeah.
cute. It looks like Mater or something from
Yes,
Cars.
adorable.
But then the last question is, when we put some language on it, Van Gogh, Evan, artwork by Evan Colbert, and then give his handle availability, where does that go? I don't know. Does anybody
I think it goes in the back bumper in the gray.
here?
Mhm. Not in the panel, but lower where it's currently gray, the bumper itself.
Oh, down here?
Mhm.
Could we do
Okay.
just like a little vinyl
I-
swatch on
Is
I
that a
agree.
step though, Britt? From out the back of the van
There
and
is
there's a
a
step
little
down?
step, yeah, I think.
Well, then on
I think
the
there's still a
driver's
little
side of
bumper
the very
space.
back,
Sit on the side in the back.
behind the tire.
Yeah.
But I don't think you
Okay.
put it in a colored area. I think you put it at right a little
Because then you
lower.
won't see it.
Or we could make another white box, I guess. So this side has the door, so we don't want to do it on the door side, the sliding door, right?
No.
So it really needs to either be,
Right there in
Right
that
there.
negative area right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is the museum sign that's up by the door, is that gonna be on both doors, both front doors?
yeah, I think
Both
we do
sides.
this treatment on
Right.
both sides
Okay.
here and here, and this
Okay.
goes away.
Right.
Yeah.
Because we're featuring the art, not the, I mean, sorry, here.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
Yeah,
That
I
logo
agree.
looks very
It,
stuck
I
on.
agree.
and-
I agree.
And it's a circle, it's not, I don't know, he cut it there, but it's a circle. So anyway, okay. And then I think that this logo is fine. We could conceivably, if we did like, you know, the title and then Evan's name, we could say Van Gogh, a project brought to you by Art and Public Places, if we did it like this. Does anybody have strong
I think
feeling
that
with
works.
that?
I like that. Is it possible to make that less rectangular and more?
It looks like a sticker right now.
Circular.
It really does look good. Yeah.
Because everything
So
else
I
is
think
so
the
circular.
white background really highlights that.
Yeah.
I think we could
Could
get.
probably like build it into the.
Yeah, where it's
Yeah.
more
Interesting what you were
absorbed
saying,
with the
Angela, like-
design.
Yeah.
Where it's more that what your secondary option sounded more like a curated
Like a label.
project.
Yeah.
Where you were like, oh, Van Gogh brought to you by, or like
Van Gogh,
all those
art,
words,
a
but-
public art project,
Yeah.
a mobile art
me, that's
project brought to
naming
you
it.
by Art and Public Places.
Yeah.
naming it in a way that gives it more distinction.
I like
better.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Better than the logo.
Yeah,
Because the logo looks
absolutely.
almost like.
It looks like the other two stickers that are going to be on the side doors.
And it's,
it's
I mean,
just
if I
boring.
glance at that, if I'm driving, I'll be like, oh, it's City of Longmont. And then not really, I don't know, to get to that, oh, it's actually for Art and Public Places,
Mhm.
is like very secondary.
If I did that like language, do you think up here?
I was actually thinking
Yeah.
higher is better than down, lower. Yeah, like where you just.
Okay. So I'm gonna throw this by the comms person now that the color correction is good, and then I think that, not to put you on the spot, but I think that even superimposing some of this stuff that we're talking about over the top of it,
Yeah.
and then emailing it to all of you for like votey thumbs up. But I think we're closer than we've ever been. So feel good.
Yeah.
Good. Quite the learning project, but I like it. I dig it. It's been fun.
It's been 4 years.
Well, since when we first bought the van?
Yes, because we waited
That was
the
the
first
van.
meeting was, we're getting a van.
I
Ah.
know.
That's what I went to, and that was 4 years ago.
Oh yeah, that's a COVID joy. But we have it and we've used it. It's amazing.
It is amazing. I have.
Okie doke. Well then, my other report. So there's a Van Gogh, there's a van project happening. Also, I have had conversations with Public Works starting about the relocation of listening stones along the Greenway. At this point, there's two methodologies of going about it. One will be to go collect the stones, install a new patio because it's a kind of a flagstone placement of the work, and have that installed outside of the scope of the construction and move the listening stones over. Of course, it still will be that the parabola stone will have to be 100 feet till the center of where the river is, and so it is going to have to be a fairly specific spot, and again, outside of the construction zone. That could mean going upriver to the north a little bit, closer to Kestrel's Way, or going way bloody south. I'm feeling like going and investigating in the northern zone is where we're gonna start. The other option is if we wanted to install it back closer to ish where it is, because the river moved itself, right? Like moved itself. So everything where it is now is going to be graded down. If we wanted to put it back close to where it is, then that's going to mean removing the stones, storing the stones, installing new placement patio as part of the construction, and then reinstalling. And just taking a temperature on it, that's going to cost significantly more, obviously. So those are the two paths. When it becomes more clear of what those two paths could kind of look like, I'm going to have to engage a task force to go forward with it. So anybody who feels very strongly about resilient St. Vrain, etc., just think about it. It probably will be some site visits, looking at some really complicated construction drawings, but I'm getting better at it. But it's a good project manager. I like her a lot. So that's moving forward, and they've been great on the communication. The other piece related to that is details of nature. Is everybody familiar with the pillars? Also Robert Tolley. They're pillars, and then they have a bronze kind of specimen looking. So one's a beetle, one's a chrysalis. There's three of them. Helix maybe? So initially in the early conversations of this, those were going to be removed, and now it looks like the construction line is like right up to it, and there's basically new concrete there, like new concrete. And so I said, well, do you have to continue to that zone? And so she's gonna actually try and work around them. So if you can just keep all the things crossed for that one, because that would really help us, because we're gonna have to move those stones no matter what. And then lastly, Michelle, thank you very much through this process, found an amazing public art fields notes glossary, public art terms you should know. And it's awesome. And I was gonna do a little bit of show and tell, but in fact, I'm just gonna send it to you because in the era of time. But super helpful. Some of them are very applicable. There's a couple in there that aren't applicable to us at all. Just because of the nature of municipal public art programs, 1% public art programs, and then kind of public art in a general sense. But I found it to be an amazing resource. So.
It helps with the acronyms. When I was looking, when I was judging, I was like, oh my gosh, a couple of these acronyms are just I've never really known or something, and
Cool.
MDO, learned that one today, right? Yep. And that is what I got.
Okay. Thank you, Angela.
Yep.
Okay, so now we're on to commissioner comments, and I know that Rhonda had some comments she wanted to make.
Yeah.
Or tell a story to tell.
Yeah, exactly. So, Pavia Justinian is an artist who did our bugling elk sculpture, and she's part of, I would say, her piece of art that's called Zafira. And there it is. It was part of a huge controversy with the Fruita community. The Fruita Arts and Culture Board had originally okayed this piece, and it was put into, I guess, their Mulberry Plaza as part of their Heart of Fruita ongoing art. And people did not like her. She's obviously anatomically correct, and that was the part that caused a lot of controversy. There was a lot of threats of vandalism. Somebody on the Fruita Arts and Culture Board actually put an apron on her at one point in time, which is so many things went wrong with that, but I just won't go there. Wow. And so, because there was so much controversy, the piece was removed, and actually, it's being relocated within a brewery in the Fruita community. So anyway, I had been hearing about this, and I reached out to Angela, and I was like, hey, this might be something that we should kind of think about. And then Angela, you talked about that there is some language
We do. We have language in our Art on Loan call for art that says basically that whatever we put on display would be something that is appropriate for general public visibility. And I think, I don't want to speak on your behalf, Eric, but yeah, this would fall outside of that for us as a municipality, and not because we're gatekeepers or because we're censoring. But the most important aspect is that public art in our municipality, as funded by taxpayer dollars, is something that oftentimes you don't get the choice to run into, but in fact you turn a corner and there it is. And so, but we interestingly have had a piece of Pavia's on display before. If you might recall, we did get some pretty serious
I love this.
feedback.
Yeah, she is.
No, that one.
Yeah, the one
with the
That'll be more.
this part.
I have it.
The one that was on Main Street?
Yes.
Yes.
It was in the St. Stephen's Plaza.
It was in front of the theater.
It was in front of the theater.
Because we thought it was.
Yes, it was right
Yeah, there was one in St. Stephen's too. I have a picture of it, in fact.
There is one still. in
There
St.
was.
Stephen's.
That's right.
There was.
There was that was before my time.
Okay.
I remember trouble finding it. Woman, there, it's not that one. Anyway, I will send it to you. But it's
I
in
have a picture of it
nude.
too, because weirdly, like
Oh,
years
there's
ago,
Theodore is.
I had taken a picture of it and I wasn't even involved in any of this, so I'll send a photo of it to you.
I thought. Anyway, it was a woman split into. There she is.
There she is.
Oh, yeah.
And she was like half red, half blue, talking about binary. This is not helpful.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yes, nude figure. No, not anatomic. You know.
The other one was, she
So
had headlights.
You can click it again, Angela, and then below click view image. Right there.
oh yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I can send other images,
see.
but the orthodontist
Oh, yeah.
office that's right behind us in this photo definitely called a couple of times. I was like, when is it going to be leaving? But I think that it's just a really valid point when we're talking about art on loan and when we're looking at art generally speaking, to know that, you know, sometimes it's personal feelings about art, and then we are stewards of the community first and foremost. So it's a really good reminder. But and Pavia, if you get the opportunity to read the article, just an ace, man. She's like, well,
She's amazing.
guess that's the way people feel.
Yeah,
with their big feelings.
Yeah. Here, Angela, I'm sending it to you
Okay.
right now. It's
So-
going to be no subject if you want to. Sending right now.
There's the apron.
There she is.
Apron.
What is, thank you for your patience while we find a solution.
Oh, good.
And for entrusting us with.
Fruta Arts and Culture.
Yeah, I mean, of all things, an apron, I mean.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Come
At least
on.
nodded to David and put a little olive face on it.
Yeah.
Right now.
So it's a very interesting reminder, and a lovely piece, and good on, you know, the community of saying, hey, we have a privately owned organization, business that is embracing this.
That was in 2019.
Yeah, I remember that one too.
Yeah, and that was in St. Stephen's. Yeah.
Are you surprised that got made? That got commissioned, I should say?
Yeah. Wow. I mean, but I don't know, is Fruta, I think that they are municipal.
Oh, sure. Like, who are they associated with? Were they
Or
beholden to the
are they
same?
private?
Or are they private?
For the
Right.
Heart of Fruta Outdoor Sculpture Installation.
Mm-hmm. So
So-
it's part of their, yeah, but I mean, I can tell you right now, like, I send this in the contract up the chain to get signed by the
Yeah.
mayor.
No.
It's not gonna make it to that desk, right? Like, that we have lots of checks and balances,
Yeah.
and so, yeah.
There's currently a sculpture in St. Stephen's. It's a woman
Yes.
Has that gotten any?
No?
Wow.
It's kind of hiding around behind a tree.
I think it's its location, it's not
You
in front
think?
of the main
Okay.
stairs. I honestly, I do.
There's no anatomy.
Still, yeah.
Yeah. Lots of people don't read mythology these days, like Lydia and the Swan, like, woo.
Yeah.
So, anyway, but yes. All right.
Okay.
Good.
All right,
Thank
well,
you.
thank you for bringing
Yeah,
that
that's
up
very
so late at
interesting.
night
It's
too.
very interesting.
It is
Okay.
very interesting.
Any other comments or announcements from commissioners?
I just have one tiny thing quickly. Went to Whole Foods the other day, and the shock art box that is right
Mm-hmm.
next to it, looking a little shabby.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is it dirty or is it
I,
falling?
I can't tell. I
Yeah.
didn't look as. I can take a closer look next time. I just wanted to call it
Yeah.
out because it doesn't look like it's in amazing shape anymore.
I think that there's a lot of them that old UV sealant it collects dust. And so even just like taking a sponge over there and
Okay.
sponging it off, but my own personal hope is that with the new UV sealant that we're using on the new boxes, that it might be conducive to applying to some of the old boxes if it keeps it.
Right.
But it'll be years till we find, like we'll do one and
Yeah.
see how it goes, but just going over there even with the sponge and water, like easily done, so.
Okay.
Cool.
And it does
No,
just
thank
look
you.
faded, you know.
Oh, really?
So
Yeah, then there's that.
probably
Yeah,
that.
There's some that are looking faded. That's true.
So and we should just really, as a commission, I think it's probably time, which we've talked about this at the couple last meetings, like do a reassessment of boxes and which
Yeah.
ones just need to be their day is done.
Because there are a few of them that look a little
Yep.
just old.
It's not good for
Dated.
it's not good
Yeah.
for the program.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Because we don't have a maintenance. Everybody knows we don't have
Yeah,
really like a
for
maintenance
shocker.
formal for shock art.
Mhm.
Okay, cool. Noted.
Okay, any other comments or announcements? Okay, do we have a motion to adjourn?
I motion to adjourn.
I can second it.
Okay, everyone did a great job. Usually it's rare that we go this late, really.
Yeah.
Okay, all in favor? Anyone opposed? Anyone wants to oppose? Thank you.
Awesome, thank you.